Hey, hope you're having a great day. So, today we're going to be talking reading goals for 2025. Happy New Year. I hope you had a great year. Let's talk goals. Do you need goals for reading? No, I just think it's fun. I am a very goal oriented person. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I set goals all year long, some within certain time frames, some within several years. But specifically for reading, I like to go by yearly, and usually I start them at the beginning of the year. I had a few last year. I'm going to change up a little bit, but you don't need any reading goals. This is just my personal opinion, something that I like. Let me know your goals down below and comment. Don't mind the tail. That's Dennis, my cat. He's coming to say hi. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I want to do for my bookish goals this year is keep a reading journal. So I had tried last year. I did it like digitally on my iPad through like my Notability app, which I had used for years for college and grad school. And honestly, I didn't keep up with it. It wasn't fun to me. So I just didn't do it. But I really wanted a place to place all my book reviews cuz like yes, I have Goodreads and I think I have like Fable and Storygraph, which I'm trying to get better into those, but I feel like a physical reading journal would really help me out. So that's what I'm going to do this year. I'm really excited. I got an Archer and Olive journal, so I'll be updating you guys and letting you know how that goes along, but I'm really excited for keeping the journal because I just need a place to write it on down because I've even had to go to like daily planners or like my monthly planner for like all my appointments because I don't keep up with it on my phone. It's just not fun on the app. I'm not that super creative person. I don't really draw or any of that fun stuff. So I got lots of stickers and washi tape and I kept it simple. So I'll show you guys that here, maybe the next few videos. But anyway, I'm gonna keep a reading journal. That's number one. My second one is I am not limiting myself to a certain number of books, like the Goodreads challenge, where like, oh, you're gonna do 100 books. So that's what I had done last year, and I had noticed that actually put an unnecessary pressure on myself that I didn't need. It doesn't matter if you only read 2 books, 1 book, no books for the year, or you read 300 books, or 600. It's kind of up to you and what you want, and I felt it like put a lot of pressure on me, especially at the beginning of the year because oh yeah, 100 books, no problem. I think I did like 100 books the year before, or no, I read 120 books total. So it's like, no, I can eat that or like do that, no problem. But I felt like it was, especially in the beginning months, I had been so busy. I've been taking up some more exams, and it was just so overwhelming for me because like I didn't have time to read and I wasn't in the right mind space to read. And it really was hard for me because it's like, man, I'm not going to reach that goal. And again, I'm a very goal oriented person. So I felt like that limited number really did a number on me, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I really didn't like that. And even though I did end up meeting, I think I ended up reading 110 books this last year, I get what you're trying to do, but it's just for me being so goal oriented, that just didn't work for me. So I'm making sure I'm taking the pressure off. It doesn't matter how many books I read this year, whether it be 50 or whatever, I end up doing. I'm sure it'll be close to 100, but in certain months of the year, I just didn't get to that. And that was so overwhelming for me. So it's just like some months are a lot heavier on reading. Maybe I read 15, 20 books. Other months I read maybe one. You know what I mean? It just kind of depends on what's going on in my life and what's happening. Life happens. So that's number two. Next, this is the one I'm really excited about. Read a Brandon Sanderson book. Now, if you don't know who Brandon Sanderson is, Google him. He seems to be like a super big popular author, and I keep getting recommended him like all the time. All of my bookish friends have all been suggesting read one of his books because they seem to be right up my alley. Now, I will say this last year in 2024, not 2023, oh my gosh, in 2024, I had noticed so I had started back reading in the beginning of 2023. I hadn't read really since I was like 18, 19, just getting out of high school because college started, then I was in grad school, and I just didn't have the time to read. And honestly, I just didn't want to. When you're in grad school and you don't want to read, you've got plenty of other scientific stuff to read. You don't want to read anything else. Like, you're just done. So that was when I started back reading again, like for real, for real. And through 2023, and I think really through 2024, I finally reined in what I actually like to read now because again, I haven't read since I was like a teenager. So I'm not that I don't like this YAs, but some YAs work for me, some YAs don't. I'm not a thriller person. I was finding out what I really wanted to read, and I feel like I really fine-tuned the genres I really like and kind of like the tropes that I'm really into. And so that was what really happened for me. And everybody keeps suggesting this Brandon Sanderson. And so I know I've got, I think, 2 books already on Kindle that I bought like on like a Kindle sale for like when they were 199. Was it The Way of Kings and Mistborn? So if you have a preference, let me know down below. But I'm going to start with either of those. I know they're all kind of interconnected somehow, and there's like a reading order, so I'm gonna look that up before I do anything. Now I will follow Brandon Sanderson's like reading order for whatever series he has, but I'm really interested to get into his books. It's been on my TBR to read him. I was supposed to read a book last year of his, but I just didn't get to it. And so this year, I think since I finally reined in like what I want to read, I'm really excited to read about him. So if you have any suggestions for him, let me know, but I'm really excited for that one. Next is to be more ruthless and honest when reading books. So this one, I am really an honest and ruthless person anyway. I could be brutally honest, some may say, but I mean, you take me as you get me. And so I feel like I tend to be too nice in my book reviews sometimes, when even though it's like a 4, maybe 3.5 star, I'll get 4, 4.5. And I'm not trying to be mean when I say things like that, but I'm like, well, I don't want the authors to get upset. Because, like, I'm never going to meet these authors in person. No. But at the same time, it's my opinion. It doesn't matter what other people think. And so I need to be more ruthless and honest. Because especially, too, I noticed going back through for another one of my videos, I was going back through all my reviews, and like some of the books that I read last year, I gave 5 stars. I couldn't tell you a single thing about the book. Like, I don't even remember reading it, but I gave it a 5 stars. So I'm like, was it really a 5 stars? Maybe in the moment I felt like it was, but I can't even remember it. And I have a really good memory. So the fact that I don't remember it happening or anything in the book, I don't think it's a truly 5 stars. So I'm going to be truly more honest with myself, and then be more ruthless and honest in my reviews and my feelings about it. Because again, it's my opinion. Nobody else can take it away from me. It's just how I feel. So that's that. Next, again, since the whole trying to rein in what I really like, what I don't like, and the tropes and genres through this last year, I think it really was this big trial and error last year, because I didn't have a good reading year, but I don't think I had a great reading year. You know what I mean? Like, you have those great reading years, and I don't think that was it. But again, I feel like I was really fine tuning what I like and what I don't like, and I think it's forever thing. Moods change, you change, it's always going to be a consistent thing. But I'm not going to read a book just because it's popular, even though it's been suggested to me, and or it's not the genre of vibes I don't like, because I feel like that's what I was doing a lot of course, in 2023, and I would say in the beginning of last year in 2024. I really felt that I was just kind of reading any which book that was suggested to me, or like I saw online and like social media and all that fun stuff. And more other than that, I really dislike those books. Like, I really genuinely dislike those books. And it's just like, that's just, well, number one, I think I figured out that some of the books just weren't my vibes. Like, it wasn't what I like to enjoy or to read. But also, it was just so popular. And of course, some things, I think some books really get blown out of proportions, like saying, oh my gosh, they're the greatest thing in the world. But are they really the greatest thing in the world? I don't know. Again, so I don't mind to read some popular books if they interest me, but if they don't, or if it's just because, like, oh, this one is so popular, it's already got 100,000 views on Goodreads, and TikTok blew it up, or in Bookstagram, whatever you want to call it, or BookTube, I'm going to make sure I actually look into the book. Am I actually going to like the book? Is it tropes for me? Do I like the genre? I'm not going to go popular books. And I think that's a really big thing for me to really lay down this year. And the last one I've already started technically the last few months of the year. I did the 75 Hard Challenge, if you've ever heard of that. And part of that challenge is you're supposed to read like 10 pages of a nonfiction book a day. And I'm not really a big nonfiction person to a certain degree. So what I did is I found a book, kind of like a self-help or like a sciencey book. I'm a doctor in my day-to-day life. So I found something either about like pain, self-help, like the way the brain works, anything like that. That's what I started to read. And but that was several months ago. So now going into 2025, I'm going to keep it one self-help book a month. Now, I will say, is it easy for me to pick those up? No, it is not. I don't want to read that. I want to read fantasy. I want to read about romance. I want to read a bunch of other things, not necessarily self-help books, but I do enjoy reading them when I sit down. But I do have to schedule out days in my month where I'm like, yep, these are the days. This is what you're going to do. Look inside yourself, and you're going to read this book, or just learn something new within the science of it, because I'm just a science girl. It's just what I like to do. And so that was something that I really, really enjoyed during that challenge. In the last few months, I've kept up with it, and that's what I'm going to continue on for the 2025 year. And I really, really enjoyed it. So let me know. What do you guys think of these goals? Should I add anything? What do you think some of these are dumb? Which, I mean, it's your opinion. You can choose whatever you want to choose. But I'm really excited for these goals. I really think that's something that I can achieve. And again, I'm really happy about it. But I hope you guys set some goals yourself. If not, just set some like little reminders of things maybe you want to do. You don't have to be set hard stone goals. It's totally up to you. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.